Thirdly, it's a Thursday afternoon and you're out running in the middle of the day. Get a job. I've got a job. I'm doing my job. This is my job.
Okay, so let's stop it here. She assumes that this dude is unemployed. There are lots of people who can be out in the middle of the day on a Thursday. I have a bunch of friends, for example, who work factory jobs. And they work jobs where they have a few days on, a few days off, because the shifts are incredibly long and they're often at alternating hours, right? But she doesn't know any of this. She just assumes. Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a few videos for you here today from modern women over on TikTok, and we are going to be kicking it off with this absolutely peaceful woman who is fantastic to listen to, and she is going to be losing her mind as always. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's take a listen to what some of these women have to tell us.
If you're the silly little man that ran past me as I was filming a little TikTok when I was feeling really good about myself because I just had my hair blow dried and I've just come out of surgery and I'm feeling really confident, and you tried to belittle me as I was filming that little 10-second TikTok minding my business by shouting out, "You can't do that round here, love." Let's have a chat because you caught me off guard.
Why do modern women always seem to just use TikTok as like their personal therapist? You know, they get inconvenienced while they're going about their day, and their first thought is to say, hey, let me pull out my phone, let me pull out my camera, let me record a video of myself just absolutely whining about the situation to anybody who will listen. Bear in mind, these are public videos, by the way. Okay, so these women post these videos publicly because it seems to be what they do. Oh, I had this happen to me today and it made me so upset. This man said this. And they just, imagine if men did this every time they were inconvenienced in their day, by the way. Like, they just jumped on TikTok and their first thing to do, their first reaction was to make a highly emotional TikTok video about the situation. Absolutely crazy.
That round here, love. Let's have a chat because you caught me off guard. But I got some things to say. First of all,
great.
who says I can't do that round here? What, because it's Gravesend, you think you own it? Also, did I ask for your opinion? Read my t-shirt. Absolutely not.
Why does... Man, this woman thinks that she's so witty. The guy obviously is not going to see your t-shirt. He doesn't care about your t-shirt. He doesn't care about having a conversation with you. Okay? Like, people who make comments like this, they're probably just laughing because a 30-plus-year-old woman, or maybe even 40, I don't know, she's had surgery, don't know what kind of surgery, okay, 30 or 40-plus-year-old woman is sitting out in the middle of the day making a TikTok video, okay? There are lots of people who find that cringe, and I'm one of them, personally. Now, I wouldn't yell out to somebody because, hey, live and let live, and I couldn't be bothered, right, getting into an altercation with somebody who's probably crazy. I have better things to do with my time. But the guy doesn't care. He doesn't care about what you have to say. He doesn't care about what's on your shirt. But of course, she takes it upon herself to respond publicly to the dude who won't even see this video, mind you.
Read my t-shirt. Absolutely not. Thirdly, it's a Thursday afternoon and you're out running in the middle of the day. Get a job. I've got a job. I'm doing my job. This is my job.
Okay, so let's stop it here. She assumes that this dude is unemployed. There are lots of people who can be out in the middle of the day on a Thursday. I have a bunch of friends, for example, who work factory jobs. And they work jobs where they have a few days on, a few days off, because the shifts are incredibly long and they're often at alternating hours, right? But she doesn't know any of this. She just assumes that everybody works a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and hey, if you're running in the middle of the day on a Thursday, you must be unemployed. That's her first assumption. Secondly, she tries to flex making TikTok videos. Madam, this is not a flex, okay? Making TikTok videos as your job, not exactly a thing that a lot of people are going to care about, I'll be honest.
Get a job. I've got a job. I'm doing my job. This is my job. Mate, my camera probably costs more than your car. Stay in your lane. So if anyone's got the right and has earned the right to be doing that round here, It's certainly me.
And again, nobody cares about how expensive your camera is. I mean, if she's using her camera, this just looks like an iPhone to me, you know? And so this woman's trying to flex that because she makes TikTok videos and she has an expensive camera, that this guy is supposed to care, right? Like this dude who made a passing comment at you because you're recording a TikTok video, assumedly by yourself, 30 plus years of age woman. Like, yeah, it's a bit weird. Okay, I'm sure it's going to become more and more common. Okay, there are lots of women who record TikTok videos these days. I cover a lot of them, but you know, it's nothing really to be bragging about. Oh, look at me! I have an expensive camera. I make TikTok videos. Yeah, okay, you and so do a whole bunch of other women. Doesn't make it any less laughable, you know.
And then you caught up with your little friend and you started giggling because I shouted out, well, I can if I get paid for it. You didn't believe me. Go and check my following. Go and check my views. And then sit on this and swivel on it. You sad, sad little man. To everyone else, the fun police are out in Gravesend today, okay? If you're about to have fun in public, you better not.
Just by the way, again, nobody cares about your followers. Nobody cares about the amount of views that you get. You know what I mean? Imagine, guys, right? Like, I make videos. I don't say to, even as responses to comments, why would I go, hey man, did you know that I'm actually a video creator and I have a lot of followers? Like, nobody cares. Like, these people, man, like, if they get any sort of views or any sort of attention online, they just think that they're the center of the universe. I mean, this woman would probably think that she's the center of the universe regardless of what she had going on in her life. Okay? But, you know, to flex an expensive camera and numbers on the internet is absolutely insane to me. Like, this guy does not care. He made this comment because he thought it was funny. Let's continue on to the next clip here, and we have this woman in her car here. Now, I believe she actually says some things that make sense. So we will take a listen and we will see. Let's jump into it.
If he wanted to, he would. And why I completely disagree with that statement and think it's ridiculous. If he wanted to, he would what? Read your mind? Like, how is he supposed to know? My husband is so sweet. That man would do anything for me to make me happy. He wants to make me happy every single day. But he can't read my mind. Like, how is he supposed to know? If he wanted to, he would read your mind and do whatever you're thinking without you having to ask him.
Okay, so this woman is actually correct, right? Men are not mind readers, especially if you don't say what you mean or what you're after. Okay, there are a lot of women who do this where they just assume that men can read their minds and we know exactly what they want at any given point in time. That's obviously not true. Okay, as much as we'd like to believe that we're omnipotent and we know what everyone's thinking, we don't. So that much is obvious. Okay, so I can agree with this woman there. However, the majority of the women who are making comments like, oh, if he wanted to, he would, they are usually not married. And if they are, they're like married at 35 to some dude who they don't respect. They're usually talking about some Chad, right? Or some situationship that they're in who doesn't do anything romantic for her, who has no interest in having a relationship with her, and so on. And so women have come up with this phrase, if he wanted to, he would. Now, I actually tend to agree with that phrase because the majority of men that these women are chasing don't want to do any of that. You know, like, yes, the men don't want to. They are not interested in dating you. The majority of the guys being chased by women, not interested in commitment, not interested in romantic gestures, and so on. But let's continue.
If he wanted to, he would read your mind and do whatever you're thinking without you having to ask him. No. If he wanted to, after you told him what you want, he would. So, like, girls, you have to tell him what you want. He's not just gonna know. Like, props to him if he does just know. But, like, men are not mind readers. We can't expect them to read our minds. If you want them to do something, you have to ask them to do something. And, like, I've been married for almost 2 years, and, like, there are still things that, like, I think he would know, but, like, he doesn't. Like, I can't expect him to know what I'm thinking. And you have to ask for things, and you have to say it and talk to them. They want you to talk to them. They don't want to feel clueless. So don't be confusing.
I mean, this video makes sense, guys. But again, a lot of the women who make videos like this, I mean, I hope her marriage works out. You know, I hope she doesn't leave him and try and take his crap, okay? Statistics are not looking positive for this dude. I don't think marriage is a good idea for men. But this woman does make some sense. The problem with these videos, guys, is oftentimes it's actually very sad that I have to be this skeptical about videos that make common sense. Every time women make sense on TikTok videos, I'm always very skeptical that they're just making these videos to, gather a following of men who don't know any better, right? Because the majority of these women, they don't understand the male experience. They don't care to know. And the only time they seem to care to know is when they're making a TikTok video trying to farm male followers, as it were. So I hope that's not the situation here, but as always, incredibly skeptical. Guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.